Hello everyone, my name is Arvind Panda. I am a fourth year student from UPS Dehradun. Currently, I am a legal intern in Lexus and Company for the month of June. And today in this video, I am going to talk about medical negligence and laws related to it. So to start with our topic, let us understand what is negligence and when can a professional be held liable for negligence. So negligence is a breach of duty caused by omission to do something which is prudent and reasonable men would do, or doing something which is prudent or reasonable men would not do. The essential component of negligence are three, basically, which are duty, breach, and resulting damage. Now, let us talk about what is the law on medical negligence in India. In India, one can normally sue a doctor and hospital nursing home vicariously for negligence under law of torts. Also, law of contract, law, criminal law, consumer protection law, and constitutional law. An aggrieved party can also approach the ethics committee of the Medical Council of India or the state medical council against the professional misconduct of a doctor. So now the question arises here is a patient a consumer, and does a doctor render service under the consumer protection law? So in the case of in the landmark case of Indian Medical Association versus VP Samanta, the Supreme Court held that the service rendered to a patient by a medical practitioner by way of consultation, diagnosis, and treatment, both medicinal and surgical, fall under the ambit of Consumer Protection Act of 1986, and doctors can be sued for deficiency in service. Now, what are the standard of care expected from a doctor? So, in a landmark case of Dr. Lakshman Balakrishnan Joshi versus Dr. Triambak Bapu, the court held that doctor has a duty of care in deciding whether to undertake a particular case, a duty of care in deciding what treatment to give, and duty of care in the administration of the treatment. Now, what does not constitute to medical negligence? So, from the decision of Supreme Court in the Jacob Matthew case, the Supreme Court held that firstly, a mere deviation from normal professional practice or mere accident is not necessarily evidence of a negligence. Secondly, an error of judgment on the part of the professional, or simply because a patient has not favorably responded to a treatment given by a physician or a surgery has failed, is not negligence. Thirdly, a doctor cannot be held negligent merely because his conclusion differs from that of other professional doctor, or merely because the doctor choose one acceptable course or action in presence to the other one ablever. And lastly, just because a professional looking to the gravity of illness has taken a higher element of risk to redeem the patient out of his her suffering, which did not yield to desired result, may not amount to negligence. Now let us talk about the question, the basic question which comes here is, what precaution should be a doctor, hospital, nursing home must take? So the doctors or hospital or nursing staff must take certain precautions. Also, the Supreme Court had a favor in this, which are basically, firstly, current practices, infrastructure, paramedical and other staff hygiene and sterility should be observed strictly, and no prescription should ordinarily be given without actual examination. Full record of the diagnosis, treatment, etc. should be maintained by the hospital or nursing house. Also, a doctor should make his own independent analysis, including test and investigation, and not rely on patient version. Further, a doctor should not experiment unless necessary, and even then, he should ordinarily get written consent from the patient, informing them about the admitted risk. An expert should be consulted in case of any doubt. Now, let us talk about what is the view has been taken by the Supreme Court in recent case under medical negligence cases. So, Supreme Court refuses to grant compensation as there was no evidence to show any unexplained deviation from standard treatment protocol. In the landmark case of Vinod Jain versus Santokaba Dularji Memorial Hospital, Mrs. Sudha Jain was suffering from esophageal cancer and was admitted to the hospital for the cure of cancer, and was case of chill and fever and reinsertion of nasal fluid tube, which was dislodged. After the necessary treatment, the patient was discharged from the hospital. However, after a few days, she went into coma and passed away. It was argued by Mr. Jain that his wife was discharged prematurely despite her serious condition, and antibiotic was given orally, which required intravenous administration. The Supreme Court found that oral administration of antibiotics and discharge was justified by the doctor considering her condition at the time, and hence no compensation was awarded. So I hope you all like this. That's all for today's video. Thank you so much.